Got all this stuff in the way. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dan the Glassman here, and welcome back to the Glassman's World. So, check it out, guys. I am actually trying to use the microphone for one of the first times we're going to do this live stream here, and hopefully you guys can hear me well, hear me clearly, and we're going to get started today talking about the hot air balloon fiesta. So I forgot the bumper sticker. I was supposed to bring it in with me, and I totally left it out there. But this year's theme is Embrace the Sky. I don't know if I have one in here. Probably don't. I was going to set it up, though, behind me somewhere. Except we're probably not going to be watching anything from behind me. And I just wanted to get things started here on hot air balloons. So, every year, I go to the hot air balloon fiesta, right? I work with a crew, which you can't see. I got all my mailing stuff behind me. But we have a crew that all meets up every year for the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. And we work with a pilot, Rick Jones from Concord, New Hampshire, who comes out to fly during Dawn Patrol. Now, those of you who don't know, Dawn Patrol is a select group of very experienced hot air balloon pilots that were individually invited to be part of the Dawn Patrol team. So, I believe they were personally invited. Maybe you got to put a request in, and eventually, like if they want you to be part of the team, then you're a part of the team. And once you're in, you're in. And usually every year, we fly for Dawn Patrol. There's never been any other time that I've never worked any other time. It's always been Dawn Patrol that I've known Rick Jones flying here in Albuquerque with Dawn Patrol. So that's what I'm used to. That's what I get involved with. We have to wake up early in the morning. Usually my time is I wake up at 3. No, I wake up at 2 to give myself at least an hour till about 3:30 when my ride comes to get me, or if I have to drive. Eventually I'll have our vehicle running soon. I want, like, maybe we'll have a video where, hey, my vehicle's running again, and I'll be live streaming from inside the vehicle again. Got to get that Ford Explorer running. And so we usually wake up early in the mornings. We get out there by, meeting the group at 4 a.m. so we can all pile in the van, in Rick's van, and one other vehicle will follow the van because we have 2 parking passes, one to get us through the VIP gate, and only the van gets on the field. And the van's what's carrying the balloon, right? So we got the gondola, we got the balloon, and we got the crew. However many people can fit in there. Some of us got to get out of the other vehicle up top and walk down and meet them halfway, like literally halfway in the field. It's a long walk too. So every year preparing for this Dawn Patrol event every day. From sometimes we go out there on Friday morning to get things started and then go till Saturday. And you know what I'm noticing right now, guys? I believe I have a new crack in my phone. I don't know how it got there. So you're going to see this, the lighting is going to go in and out. It's going to get darker and brighter. And I just noticed, like, yeah, there's a crack going right through my camera. Interesting. So if I do this, that's going to mess with the lighting. Where did that crack come from? Did I drop my phone last night? Maybe I fell asleep on it and crushed it. I don't know. That wasn't there before, but now that's fun. That's fun. Okay, so the selfie cam isn't working as well as it used to, but that's okay. We're going to see how this works now. But we're going to get y'all started here on this little on this video. So let's bring you in now, guys. So one thing that I do, oh, before we bring you in, let me just show you here. So one thing that I do when I'm crewing with Dawn Patrol is sometimes I stay around on the field, right? And we'll go around. I personally love doing this. I'm a big kid at heart, so this is something that I love to do on my own. Oh, where'd that crack go? It's like I moved it and now, oh, that wasn't a crack. Look at that. That shadow of glass right there, I thought was a crack going through my screen. I was like, where did those cracks come from? That's not a crack. I don't know why my screen is doing that then. Huh. That's funny. I thought that was a crack. I was like, what happened? I cracked my screen. Oh, that's good. That's a good one right there. All right. So every year when I'm out there balloon fiesta, as a big kid at heart, I love to go out collecting all the different balloon cards, right? And that's ours right there. That's why there's a couple of them, I believe. And that's Polar Dawn right there. Rick Jones, Polar Dawn. If I turn the camera around, you'll be able to see it better. So let's do that. Let's actually get you guys into position here, because we're gonna get started here on another day, another dollar. All right, so here, let's show you again. So we got all these cool cards, right? And there's Rick Jones right there. With Polar Dawn. So that's a balloon that I crew with every year. We got several of them. But then, I love going out collecting balloons, getting to meet individuals like Steve Stucker, the balloon man, balloon pin guy. He's got his own balloon cards, guys. And I wish that he had my balloon necklace on him. So I'd love to go out and get balloon cards. Now, a lot of these, some of these were, like this is an individual that flies with us on Dawn Patrol. This one should be part of Dawn Patrol, I think. I recommend Magic Luna, the full moon balloon. And there's several others that are probably Dawn Patrol. This is one that I had requested. I need to make this one for the pilot. So by next year, I need to make this balloon in glass and have it ready for her. So Wonder Woman will be replicated. Meow Wolf, I was challenged to try to replicate something like this. Like, I can't do the actual balloon. I don't know if they have the actual balloon, but trying to do something like that would be pretty difficult. I want to do the Peacock. I want to do this one. I got to meet some of the crew members for Just Fun Cat. That'll be fun. This one reminds me of Cutie Dink, which was the very first balloon that I ever made, making hot air balloon replicas. Would make my balloon, or our balloon. That one would be fun, I think. Little four-leaf clovers on it. This one represents First in Flight, was the chicken, the sheep, and the, what was it? The rooster? Or something. I don't remember. But there are 3 different animals that all went up for the first flight ever. This is a Toots. These are the 2. They inflate 2 balloons that look identical. And basically, when they come up, and you're looking at them from this angle, and you see 2 pink things with 2 brown things coming up. It looks like 2 boobs. And I believe their team is Boobalina, and that's why I got so many of them. They just gave me so many because I made their balloons last year. And then this one would be an awesome one to make, Wanderer. So what I mean by making them is that I actually replicate these balloons in glass. So let me bring y'all up here real quick so I can read any comments if you guys are commenting here. So let me show you right now that this one here in the card, or in the this one here in the baggie, I believe is Flamethrower, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so there's Flamethrower right there, right? And you can see it's got all the different designs, even from, oh, hold on. It's got all. Gotta mute that. You can see all the different designs. So it's got the underneath and the side view and everything, the skirting, right? So this card is a really awesome card, gives me full detail on what's going on. So then I can replicate it. And so I do the best I can. I mean, it's not 100% to a T. You know, I'm going to have some issues with making things look identical, right? But the pilot, the crew, when they see this in glass right next to their card, I don't know about you, but that looks like their balloon right there, right? So I replicate balloons in glass, guys. I am probably the only glass artist in the world that specializes in this, that offers two pilot and crew members out on the fields of different festivals, mainly Albuquerque, New Mexico, but I'm expanding around the globe. After winning the Best of Show last year for my 13 original balloons from 1972, all replicated in glass, to honor the 50th anniversary balloon fiesta here in Albuquerque, that's when I got a lot of global recognition, and a lot of pilots and crews are now they're seeking me out. They're trying to find me out on the fields. They want their balloons made in glass. So this is a very rare, exclusive offer that I do because I am a one person, one man operation here, guys. You know, I can't make any more than I can make. You know. Here, I'm gonna put my microphone right there so it don't keep falling. Let me grab a couple more of these balloon cards and things here. So this one is also the, oops, uh-oh. All right, so that one was flamethrower, right? The one that just fell, and I was like, oops. This is actually the 50th anniversary balloon that I made. This one probably should have been in with the 13 original balloons to honor the 50th anniversary, right? And so what I'm thinking is maybe next year what I'm gonna do is replicate like all of the Dawn Patrol balloons or something like, you know, or it would be cool to do all the little Globito balloons, or maybe do an array, a selection of nothing but special shapes balloons, like including Vader and Yoda, the cow. You know, like that's one of the most iconic ones is the cow. The stagecoach. You know, the Wells Fargo stagecoach. Like there's so many that people love, but those are like some of the iconic ones, right? Like Arabelle, the Creamland dairy cow one. And excuse me, gotta blow my nose from time to time. Sorry, pardon me. So this one here is another balloon that I've replicated, and it looks like this is a hunt. Oh, cutie dink. This is the stack of cards that I have already replicated. So this is the one that started me off. So Cutie Dink, a crew member of Cutie Dink, lived right up the street from me, and like 99, 2001, 2000, like I think it was like 99, 2001 when I was living there in the North Valley, off of like 12th and Manal area. She came over. I used to blow glass in my garage, and I had my garage open, so if anyone wanted to come and check it out, they were welcome to, any of my neighbors and stuff. So she came in one time, and she's like, hey, I work for this balloon, and I was wondering, do you think that you could make this in glass? And I was like, you know what? I don't even know. Like, that looks crazy. Can I make that in glass? I don't know, lady. And somehow, I did. I pulled it off. She loved it. I made several of them. She gave them to the pilot and some of the crew members. Last year at the 50th anniversary, or maybe it was the 51st, I actually got to meet the pilot Spoke to her about the whole story of Cutie Dink and how it got me started many years ago making these. Without this ever happening, I don't know if I ever would have started replicating hot air balloons. I don't know. But these balloons here, I believe, are all the ones that I've replicated so far. Knight Rider. That's a fun one. And these also might be ones that I have orders for next year. I've made that one, this one, this one, that one, this one, that one. Yeah, I've made all these so far. Yep, 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 yep. And ours. Oh, there's one more there. Oh, and that one. That one was one of the funnest ones because this is 3D balloons popping off of it. You can see that one popping off, that one popping off. This one you can see the reflection of the light, how it pops off. But yeah, to make little tiny balloons to then put on top of this balloon, and you got to remember how small these are, guys. You got to remember how small these are. I mean, we're talking 1 inch, you know, little tiny thing right there, right? So this is the one that came out. It's called Peanuts Forever. So we're getting ready for this year's Balloon Fiesta by replicating balloons, making balloons, and getting them ready for Balloon Fiesta. Now, the reason why is because this year, for the first time ever, usually I just go and I work. I'm on field, so I'm already on the field. I'm hanging out with other balloonists, with other balloon crews, I'm meeting other pilots. You know, my pilot knows a bunch of them. So we all shoot the shit and talk smack to each other, have a good time. You know, it's all family, right? So we're all hanging out, right? And then they see my balloons. They're like, "Hey, what's that? Let me see that." I'm like, "Yeah, I could possibly replicate your balloon as well. You know, if you got a balloon card or a pin, which then start asking for balloon pins." And they're like, "Oh yeah, I got a pin. And then they start bringing me pins, right? So now I'm getting free pins as orders, guys. They're ordering balloons. Oh, sorry. They're ordering balloons by giving me balloon pins, which I'm a collector. Like I said, I'm a kid at heart. I love collecting balloon pins, balloon cards, balloon memorabilia. I've got balloon art. I've got balloon official programs, you know. I've got all the different balloons that I can replicate for the rest of my life, guys. I can just sit here all day for the rest of my life till I can't do this no more. Check it out, Jonathan Wolf. That's our friends right there. Tie-dye balloon. I've done that one too. Well, not their new one. I have not done Infinitude. But yeah, so now I'm getting cards. I'm getting balloon pins. This is so cool to be a part of this adventure here. And then there's another one, Stardust, as well. So, you know, I've got some that I've already made. These ones were for the pilots and crews of individuals who I met last year. I'm assuming I met these individuals last year. And I didn't, like, okay, what's fun is, okay, I meet someone, right? Like, let's say Balloon Fiesta starts Saturday. It does. It officially starts on a Saturday. It goes till the next following Sunday. So it's a full week in a day, right? But usually it's over on that that very first Saturday is the last, like, it's Saturday to Saturday, pretty much. But the day before, they have Balloons Aloft, which they launch from the schools. And sometimes we'll even fly on Thursday and we'll get our balloon ready and make sure all the equipment's ready. We'll check everything like that. I'm going to light up this torch here, guys. Uh-oh. Did I leave my lighter out there? No, there it is. And I'm going to get started making some balloons here. So I met some individuals, right? And the fun thing is it becomes a hide and seek game, basically, where I meet them. They're like, "Hey, can you make this balloon can you make our balloon? And I'm like, yeah, I definitely can make that balloon. Right? And I tell them, let them know whether or not I can make it or not. I might not be able to. I might be able to. All depends. Right? But usually I tell them, yeah, I'll try to make it. If I do make it, I'll come find you somehow. Where are you going to be during the week? So this is the fun thing. Is they say, well, we launch from like, let's say our balloon. We launched last year from like M4. But sometimes we'd get moved to like M6. And you wouldn't know till last minute or something, right? So if you got anyone trying to find you, they might go to the spot and you might not be there, right? Or we launch at Dawn Patrol. We're the first to launch. I have to go find them, which means I have to go launch, then go chase, get the balloon, pack it up, bring it back to the field, and then I'm looking for their balloon in the sky because they've already launched from their launch pad. So then I have to ask them, well, where do you guys normally tailgate? And at that point, it's like, well, sometimes we go hang out over here with these people, or sometimes we go hang out with this balloon team or this crew or whatever. It's like, okay, here, let's just exchange phone numbers, and I'll text you, and you text me, and we'll see if we can find each other on a big old field with like a few 100,000 people, you know? And then it's like, okay, has anyone seen a balloon crew with the white chase vehicle? It's like, yeah, everyone's got the same damn vehicle. It's so funny. So yeah, that's the fun of it all. That's what I get to do every year. And this last year, I actually went to the Discovery Balloons in Old Town, spoke with them again. I believe we had a relationship many, many years ago, but I finally got the balloons into the store this year. And so they bought them at wholesale. And the owner is a balloonist herself. She's a pilot. She was going to travel, she said, to the Red Rocks rally, which is usually after our balloon fiesta. So sometime late October or early November, then they go to Red Rocks. And then, which I think is Gallup, New Mexico. And then she said she was going to New Zealand, and she was taking my balloons with her. Now the balloons that she has are just a simple generic version. It's just a two, sometimes I'll do three. This is three color, red, orange, and purple. But sometimes they're just a two color, sometimes only one color. I actually found an original balloon, which I wanted to bring in here and I forgot it. It is this small. It is so tiny. I'm like, it's as small as this balloon, this little marble here. It is so small. It's a lot smaller than the ones I'm making these days. Yeah, like these ones are just a lot wider. They're a lot more ballooned out and bigger than the original one. So I'll bring the original one in soon. But we're going to get started here today. I'm just going to start making generic balloons with two colors. I don't know what colors. We're just going to find some colors that are already pulled here. I see purple and blue. Those will look really good together. And any kind of color combos. You add white to any color, any of the primary colors, and bam. White with blue, white with red, white with yellow, white with purple, white with pink, white with orange, you know, white with black. It's all good. So we're going to do that right now, guys. Do a kiln check real fast. See where the kiln's at. Good. We're at 620 some, almost 700. Got to get that kiln up to about 900 before it's actually safe enough to start dropping glass in. But these ones will be all right. They'll be fine with just a simple color, you know, something like that. Nothing too big or fancy. And we should be okay. All right, let me see where I put my... Where did I put that? Oh, what's this? All right. Oh, is this it here? There it is. Check it out. So that's Embrace the Sky. I just found that behind me there. That's their their bumper sticker for next year's Balloon Fiesta, Embrace the Sky 2024. So we get these last year at the last Balloon Fiesta. I think it's like the last couple of days they put them out, and all the pilots and crew members have the opportunity to grab a bunch of them for free. And the one before that was a view from above, 2023. So this was last year's Exxon Mobil. So yeah, it's powered by the oil companies. A lot of water protectors will be like, "Oh, you're supporting them?" Like, no, I'm supporting the balloonist that works for Dawn Patrol. Like, I'm volunteering my time for that individual. It's funny, man. They always want to like try to cause problems, and you're doing good things, and they're like, "Oh, you support bad stuff." Like, no, I'm actually just trying to support my family with my work here, my art. Thank you. Well, people got a problem with you supporting your family, trying to make ends meet by selling things. Oh no, it might be petroleum based, and like no one should have cell phones then at that point, or any sort of flat screens or smart devices. No one should be telling anyone else anything like that, right? Because it's absurd. Oh yeah, and also, I do make really large ones too, just so you know. Christmas ornament style. You can hang this during the year round. Hang this in a windowsill. Hang this somewhere nice in your backyard, in your garden or something. You know? But I don't know how big that is. I'd say a good 3 inches tall. Compared to the other ones here. 1 inch. Yeah, 2, 3, yeah. It's about right. It's a lot bigger and, but it's only like 3 times taller. Alright, let's get started here. I'm going to get my glasses on. Right? Because safety is always the first priority. Just like the Russian hacker used to say all the time. I used to love watching the Russian hacker. I don't see his videos up anymore like I used to. Now he just does a lot of shorts and things. But back in the day, man, the Russian hacker was cool. I think now he just goes by his name and does like product reviews. But I guess that's what his channel was always based on, huh? Alright. So, I see some colors right here. Gonna get these ready. I'm just going to put one aside so we have a little bit more space. We got some water drops that we made from last time. We got 4 drops. I'm just going to set these aside right here. We're going to make sure we use the Norwex OptiCloth as always. Clean up our glass. Making sure always use that OptiCloth, guys. Get rid of your fingerprints, your dirt, debris. If your fingers are oily, greasy, or dirty or whatever, just get your Norwex EnviroCloth or your body cloth and just wipe all that away. Make sure, you don't want to transfer any oils and stuff onto your glass. So really, and look, it's not even wet. I'm just using this as a dry cloth right here, and it still wipes it all away. I love these Norwex microfiber cloths. These are the most superior microfiber cloths in the world. 99% bacteria picks up with just the water and the cloth alone, guys. Tell me a better product. And no, it's not better than the vinegar and the baking soda lemon trick. We used to use that trick, and as soon as I got the floor cleaning system, the floor mop, man, we cleaned our floor, and I was like, ew. Our floor was really like full of, like, it had all the residue. Like, it looked like white powdery compared to a really nice glossy, glassy tile. Like, it was very dull and powdery because it had all the it had the vinegar and the baking soda residue left on it, caked on. I was like, dang, how many people know this? They're just caking all this stuff on and spreading it around. Like, yeah, it might clean it a little bit, but it ain't really cleaning. Alright, I'm going to go with the purple and the blue. So this is how I make these balloons. They're just simple production. So we just get one color on one side, one color on the other. Just opposite like that. Try to make them about equal in length. And I forgot to push that one down right there. But usually I push the color down with the torch. And then I'll grab a little scrap piece of glass here, a little punchy. And we're just going to heat this up, melt it, and then we're going to spin it. So once it's molten, then I'm just going to grab it from right up top right there. And then we just start spinning it like that. Give it a nice little twist. Twist up the color, just like so. Bam. Then you pop that off. Now I'm going to round this up a little bit. We're going to get rid of any of the grooves from the twist. We twisted all the color up. It creates little grooves when it's spun up, little spirals. So we're going to make all the glass all become one again, all nice and smooth. Round up this top. And then what I do is I heat that top, round it, and hold it to a 45-degree angle to where that glass starts falling down onto itself. So now it's going to round like how we would make the drop of water. So this is basically just a spiraled teardrop-shaped pendant that we then, instead of making a teardrop, we flip the teardrop over and it becomes a hot air balloon. A hot air balloon is simply a teardrop upside down. So that now is like the same size of the drop of water. And then, at this point, I would need to get my rod here, which I'm like thinking, do I even have any ready? Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. That ain't gonna work. Okay. So I would normally have a long rod, clear rod. I don't know if I have any rod on hand that I can use for a string. I need some 7mm. So I'm out of my 16mm rod that I usually work with, and my 7mm. And I can use 6 too, but I prefer 7. Because then 7s you can use for punchies as well. They're nice and thick. I guess you can use the 6 too. Alright, so now those colors are kind of twisted up in there. And they're actually really thin. Probably going to go with a lot thicker color on the next few. But I'm going to do a trick here. So I'm going to get this 16mm rod. We're going to get it molten. And then we're going to stretch it out. I'm going to try to pull it to that 7mm size. And that way we can then use this for making the gold. I think it's called the gourd on the balloon. The gores of the balloon, which is like the panels that go up and down. Alright, so we're going to stretch it, and we're going to heat up this thick part here, and we're just going to hold it there and just continue to stretch it out like you would any sort of a stringer, twisted cane. Except there's no color in here, so you're not going to see anything twist up. We're just going to let the torch do the work for you. Not pulling hard at all. We're just going to hold that flame right on that same thick spot. Continuously pulling and feeding from the rod, pushing that thick rod into the flame a little bit more and a little bit more every time. So you can keep feeding from it, so you don't thin out the this long rod here. All right, and now I'm going to take it out the flame. It's still molten enough that I'm pulling it. We're going to continue to pull it out even more. A little bit more, a little bit more. Now it's getting tight. Oh, there it goes. I pulled it too tight. It pulled off that, but that's okay. We're just going to straighten it out real quick, make sure it doesn't fall over too bad. We'll just heat it up with some flame right there in just that little spot. We'll straighten it out. There we go. Alright, now we got a nice rod that we can use for all those lines, and this is what I was talking about. So we're going to add 8 of these. We're going to go one down on each side and then go opposite sides. We're going to go 4, and then we're going to go 4 in between those. So we're just going to do this, just like this. We're going to lay the glass just right on top of those twisted colors that we just put on. And we're going to go opposite of that one. And you want to lay it on thick. You don't want to draw it and make it too thin there. You want to keep them about that same length. Then we're going to go in between those ones. Trying to keep this directly in the center and nice and straight if you can. And then like this. And this is a very simple lesson or instructional on how to make hot air balloons. I don't think I've ever done an instructional. I'm not going to rename this as an instructional. I'm just letting y'all know that I'm getting ready for the balloon fiesta coming up. So, getting back on that. So the Discover Balloons in Old Town, they purchased the balloons from me at wholesale. And I was talking to them in hopes that we can continue doing this throughout the month and eventually get them enough balloons to where, or, you know, even right before the fiesta, if they can place a large order, or if I can even put them on consignment with them during the balloon fiesta, and then they cut me a large check after, I will be able to wholesale these to them, and they're going to retail them inside the balloon fiesta. It's going to be amazing. Did I get them all? Yeah, it just looks like there's one missing right here, so I'm going to go in between. I think maybe I had a line a little crooked, so it gave some empty space. It looks like there's a door missing. So that one actually has 9 instead of 8, I believe. I don't know. My eyesight's pretty bad. I need glasses. Alright, so now what I do is I heat up this bottom portion where all the rods end it. I'm just going to make sure that these are all sunk in. This helps to make sure you don't have any cracking in those areas there. Alright, and then I'm going to work on the top here. So we're going to make sure that everything is all rounded up here. Just folding that glass over, making sure it's forced over. I'm not just flattening it, but kind of forcing it and rounding it over. And then I'm going to heat the center of it, the whole entire body right here. And this is going to help to melt down some of those clear rod lines that we laid down, or the gores to the balloon. It's going to basically melt them down, but we don't want to melt them all the way in. And just heating it up in the center here. Now it's getting all nice and molten, and then I'm going to use the paddle to simply just force it down and onto itself, and that's going to make this whole entire balloon kind of pop out a little bit more in the center. Just like that. Then we get the same rod again. We're going to attach this on top. This is going to become the loop. So I'm just going to find a nice spot to put this in somewhere and line it up with one of the gourds. I'm not putting it dead center. I'm putting it not directly center. I'm putting it more to the side. And then we'll fold this over. And then bring the loop over to the other side. Just like that. Then we get the reamer. Force that rod to make a good connection. Melting it in nicely. Making sure that hole does not close up. And then that's usually how I make the loops look. I try to keep them as short as possible, so I can even melt this down a little bit more. With melting it down is going to thicken it and strengthen it as well. And just using the reamer to make sure that it's all rounded and that it's at least a 2 millimeter opening for the 2 millimeter cord that I use. So then there's the balloon done. Almost, right? Almost done. So then I'll attach my punchy, just another scrap piece of glass. This one's tubing that I thickened up on the top. So now I can hold on to the balloon here, and we can heat up this bottom portion to taper it down to the basket. So we're basically just going to make this a teardrop shape, but with the loop on the bottom of the teardrop, and it's basically an upside down teardrop. So I just wanted to give you a quick demo on what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to be working on for months now, guys. So I'm getting ready for Balloon Fiesta now. It's March, almost April, and I only have a few months. I should have actually got started with this right away in January. I've already lost 3 months. And to me, if I think about that, if I could have made a dozen of these a day for 5 days a week, so that's 60, right? 60 a week times 4, 240 a month. So at least 200 of these a month I should have already had made, which means that in 3 months I've already lost out on 600 of these being made to potentially be sold at the Fiesta coming up this year. And that's the reality of it. That's just the way it is. That's the way it goes. Because I got other things that I'm working on as well, and other jobs, and other people who've been needing my help recently. So I've been trying to do what I can to dedicate my time and my service to others as well. Doing the best I can doing that. Alright, so just move that there. And now, so, you know, a lot of glass doors, they'd be like, yeah, you just turn that into a basket and it's done, right? That's a hot air balloon, right? That's a basic hot air balloon shape. You call it done. But for me, being that I've worked in the balloons and stuff, I know that's not how the balloons look on the bottom. They're not that crazy long and stuff. The taper comes out, it just barely, like it tapers down real nice and tight to the skirting, right? You got the skirt or the scoop. The balloon tapers down real nicely, even more than that. And then you usually want to have some sort of like an empty spacing or something for the, where's the color I need? Is it in the pile here? Okay. Over here. I'm missing a specific color I don't have right now. Like, what you gonna do, son? Alright, well, we're just gonna use a brand new one. Alright, so we're gonna pull out the butterscotch here. And that's good. This has a label on it, so now I know this is butterscotch. And the other one's probably caramel. So then you put a little tiny dot there for the gondola or the basket, because the basket is very tiny compared to the balloon. And you want that balloon or the basket to be hanging a little bit away from the balloon so it looks like it's actually detached and away from it. And so that's a real quick generic balloon that I make. This is a style that I do here. It's long enough, hopefully, that I can grab just enough of it right now to grab this end, snap it off without losing it right there, right? And heating up that punching mark, making sure you don't distort the shaping of that, keeping it nice and round, holding it up so that gravity pulls it down nicely, and then we drop that in the kiln. That's a finished balloon ready to go, guys. Oh, I want to drop it. All right, we're going to put it in the kiln now. The kiln's at about 850, so we're pretty much right there where we need to be with it. And so, yeah, that's a quick demonstration on how I make the hot air balloons, guys, and replicating them from balloon cards or just doing simple generic ones like that. So I'm going to end this feed now. I'm going to just keep working, guys. I'm going to work away at making a whole bunch of these hot air balloons. We're going to try to do 5 of that same color. I'm going to try to make them a little bit thicker. I may actually add a little bit more color, drawing it twice, just side by side, so it's just a little bit thicker of a pattern when I twist it up so it doesn't thin out too much. But yeah, I sell those. I used to sell them for $20 for the regular ones. I believe we're going to have to bring the prices up at the Balloon Fiesta. So I'm going to be working with Discover Balloons on what they think a good price point for them will be, because they are very exclusive. You know, doing the math on these every year, you know, if I work 12 months out of the year, right? And like I said, if I make a dozen of these a day, which, you know, that doesn't, it then allows me to still have time with my family. If I do a dozen of these a day, 60 a week, 240, basically 250 a month, right? Times 12, right? So if you do that times 10, that's 2,500. And then plus another 500, that's 3,000 of these that I can comfortably make on my own without having to hire any other glass artists to make them for me at this time. 3,000 of these that I can wholesale to Discover Balloons without selling them elsewhere to anyone else, without getting the retail price on these. So that's the issue, is that I am limited to making only 3,000 of these per year comfortably, which then allows me and affords me the time still to take on the custom orders and the replicas that I will be doing for the balloon crews and the pilots. So the most that I can make is 3,000 a year for Discover Balloons until, and I don't know if I want to have anyone else making these besides myself. That way you're getting them specifically from an artist, a local artist, directly. They're not being mass produced. It's not like, you know, this is a one of a kind exclusive offer. You're getting it from the individual who won Best of Show at the Expo New Mexico in 2023. So with that being said, if you'd like to get any of these, get your hands on them. You know, I will probably keep them at $30 for individuals, and then the replicas are $40 and up. So if you want to have your balloon replicated, they're $40 each and up, depending on what they are. And if you want to get them in bulk, because maybe you're the pilot ordering for your crew, I can work with you on a deal. So just speak with me. It all depends on the balloon too, because I can't do the same deal for everyone if some balloons are a little bit more complex than others. That's just the way it is. This is an art form. This is artwork. This isn't me just fabricating and mass producing and manufacturing something out of molds. This is all done by hand, one of a kind. Exclusive glass from Gardenia Glass by Dan the Glassman. So let me know if you'd like anything done this year. Hit me up before Balloon Fiesta comes, because once Balloon Fiesta hits, if you hadn't gotten your orders in at that point, you probably won't until the next season, until 2025. And I'll get started right away in November. You know, I'll take a little time off from Balloon Fiesta, and then November we'll hit it again, and we'll keep making them all the way through November to October. So that actually takes a whole month off that I don't have 12 months. I can only make 2,500 of these every year. That's crazy. And that's only if I make a dozen a day. And if I miss a day, I got to make 2 dozen. Right? If I miss 3 days, I got to make 3 dozen. And that's almost impossible to do. So, but I thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. If you like what I have to offer here, hit that button. Do what you like. Do what you do. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. I've got 913 subscribers, so thank you to all of my subscribers. These are all organic, and it's wonderful to know that every subscriber I have has subscribed on their very own without me pushing for subscribers and asking for you to subscribe. But if you want to get the notifications for more videos like this, and to watch what happens throughout Balloon Fiesta, if you want to see some see in flight, watch my actual flight next year, I will go live. And I'm hoping to bring my own hotspot, or we just bring a camera and I may just film it. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to do it live or if we're just going to film it and then upload it. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. But thank you so much for tuning in and watching. This is Dan the Glassman. You're watching the Glassman's World. I'm out.